And welcome back. We'll take a look at your screen. Do you see it? This skeleton of a cow is just one of the items littering local rivers. Isn't that gross?
Yeah.
But this weekend, a band of volunteers will set out to protect water quality and wildlife habitat.
Unbelievable, the stuff that they find. And that's the mission of the Milwaukee Riverkeepers. And we are here now with Cheryl Nen. She is a river keeper. She's going to tell us how and why you will want to be part of a great spring river cleanup that's happening this weekend, this Saturday. Great to see you.
Great, thanks for having me.
Yeah, I mean, the guests with the DNR and having you here, you know it's spring, so I like this time of year. Yeah, hope is alive, spring's eternal all of a sudden. Let's talk a little bit about the river cleanup. This is your 20th anniversary. So for 20 years, a group of volunteers have been getting together for this same purpose.
Right, yeah, no, we're really excited. It's our 20th anniversary for our Riverkeeper Spring River Cleanup. We started out with really just a few dozen volunteers about 20 years ago, cleaning up along the Menominee River mostly and some of the local creeks. And we've built the cleanup each year, and this year we're hoping to get over 4,000 people at 50 different sites. So it's really become a really great event, which, you know, we're thankful to a lot of corporate sponsors that help us put it on each year. And we also do summer cleanups and fall cleanups, but this is our big spring cleaning, if you will, for the rivers.
Well, we think about the obvious things like just litter looks gross. It's not good to do in the environment. But what are some of the facts for rivers and why it's important for us to keep them clean?
Well, you know, trash certainly can cause a lot of different impacts. Obviously, aesthetics impacts are the biggest. But, you know, there's a lot of different issues, even tying to the mosquitoes that you talked about earlier. A lot of tires and kind of trash can collect rainwater and kind of serve as breeding spaces for mosquitoes and other insects that aren't desirable. And also, you know, sometimes little pieces of trash, in particular styrofoam, is a huge problem because it breaks up into tiny little pieces and doesn't really ever degrade. And, you know, often fish and other aquatic life can ingest that stuff.
Yeah, you don't want that. What are some of the things that strike you, things that you found in our waterways that are kind of surprising?
Well, you know, we find the kind of average things that we find are tires and shopping carts. We found
shopping carts.
We found parking meters.
A parking meter?
We did pull a parking meter out and
pay
get someone well to stand for us, so it's in our office. But we found African masks. We found a safe one year that apparently led to an arrest. We found 3 or 4 guns, I think, in 20 years, unfortunately. But, you know, we find lots of interesting stuff. We found a historic plow that's in the Historic Society, I think, up in Thiensville, old wagon wheels, you know, a lot of different things. You're never really quite sure what you pull out.
The people are using our waterways as a dumping ground in some cases, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think in a lot of ways it's gotten better. But, you know, I think the biggest trash that we see now is kind of from runoff pollution or stormwater pollution. And that's really, you know, it's coming from all of us. So we see a ton of bottles, you know, that come from the street system. You know, when it rains, like on days like today, a lot of that stuff gets into the storm drains and eventually into the rivers. So, you know, the vast majority of stuff we see are cigarettes, bottles, you know, plastic bags, plastic chip bags, things like that. And that's kind of, you know, mostly what we're seeing. And it's really coming from all of us. But, you know, occasionally there are still people that use the rivers as a place to dump. We found lunch counters, signs. We found a large boat next to the Little Menominee River last year that still had someone's registration stickers on it, so we're hoping that DNR can follow up on that.
Yeah.
But you know, people will go back, you know, into some of the areas next to the river and dump things that they no longer want. Refrigerators, you know, dishwashers. It's pretty amazing what you find back there.
Like, dude, you can't find someplace to take it?
Exactly.
You know? I mean, what? I don't know.
There are drop-off centers in the city.
Exactly. It's so frustrating, I think. But with people who want to get involved, what do they do? Do they have to wade in the muck and go in and pull the stuff out? Do you have to bring waders? How do you participate, and what do you need to be or
There's
bring?
all different levels, really. So, you know, some people certainly will get in there with their waders and be out and cleaning a lot of stuff from the river, and we really encourage that if the water levels are safe. We've had a little bit of rain this week, but we're pretty confident that water will drop significantly by Saturday. But, you know, we have a lot of people that take their families and just clean up next to the river. A lot of the trash that's along those areas next to the river obviously will wash in during big flood events and during rain events. So, you know, I think the vast majority of people clean up along the river banks themselves and in the parks. But we do have a lot of hardy folks and a lot of fishermen in particular that love to really get in there with their waders and
see what
pull
they can
stuff
find.
out.
Bring your waders if you got them.
Yeah, we do
Saturday.
have waders we provide at some of the sites, and you know, we encourage people to go to our website and register just so we know we have enough supplies at each one of the sites, and we provide T-shirts and free or gloves and bags and things like that.
So you need people this weekend still?
We definitely need people on Saturday. We have about 2,000 people pre-registered, but we're really hoping for over 4,000. And a lot of people, we encourage you, even if you haven't registered, to go to our website at MilwaukeeRiverkeeper.org and select a site there that you can go to on Saturday.
And there are 50 sites, 50 locations where this is happening this Saturday from 9 until noon. I hope you guys have great weather, but rain or shine, it'll be happening the 20th annual Spring River Cleanup, again from 9 to noon at 50 different places in the Greater Milwaukee area. So call the phone number on your screen. It's 414-287-0207, or visit them online at MilwaukeeRiverkeeper.org to find the location that's closest to you.
Thanks, Cheryl.
Great, thanks
Thank
you guys.
Great to see you.